Alright guys, so just out doing a little small game hunting. Deers ended for me 10 days ago or so. So I didn't get out much, I think a handful of times for an hour or so at best. So didn't do much hunting due to being busy this year, but that's another story, right? So the video, I had questions about this, like I showed it in my last video, or one of my last videos, is the Bucksaw. Now this particular one is made by a master Maine guy, Don Merchant in Maine, and he's Pole and Paddle Canoe is the name of his company, and I'll put the link in the description box below if you're interested. But you know, I'm not a big fan of reviews, so this isn't necessarily a review, but I just wanted to show the saw, more or less. So there's a couple places that you can get this, at least that I know of. One is through Pole and Paddle Canoe. That's the website. Again, I'll put the link down below. The other one is Ben's Backwoods, and I'll put his link as well. And you can find both of them under my affiliates link on the website. I've bought quite a bit from Ben's Backwoods over the years. Really good customer service. I've never had an issue. So little things that I need, I pick up from him. So you can see this is almost like a bank line material, only it's not tarred that holds it together, and it's knotted through one of the pieces there so they stay there when you go to fold it back up. You can just tie it up. This particular saw comes with an aluminum rod threaded on both ends. It's got a washer on either end, and then a couple plastic twisties to tighten it up. You've got your centerpiece here of the saw, and then of course the blade of it folds inside the handles, and it just folds out pretty easily like such. And then you have your mortise and tenon joints in the center for your centerpiece here. This saw is a 24-inch one. I believe he makes them in 30-inch as well. I personally purchased this one from Ben's Backwoods just because the ease and convenience of it, right? So one thing about Don is he's a bit outdated on his website, so he has a form, or you can call him, I suppose, and put your order in that way. But typically you print out his downloadable form, fill it out, mail it in with your payment, and then he'll ship you whatever it is that you want. I will say he's a very good source for older type equipment, you know, so he's usually has some pretty good old-time axes, maybe a plum or whatever. He usually has a few things kicking around, and they're far superior in my opinion to, you know, the modern day stuff, but that's my opinion, right? And he has, you know, all kinds of stuff, ice chisels, spoke shaves, all different types of stuff on his website if you want to check it out. But so again, I got the 24-inch one. It goes together pretty easily. Spin that around so it's the right way. Put the centerpiece in the mortise and tenon joints, and then you have your rod as I discussed. Just loosen that up a little bit. I try not to loosen and tighten it too much so it's not that much fussing with it. And then you can just tighten it from both ends, and it stays pretty solid. I've used a bunch of bow saws actually over the years with the metal frames, and what I found with those, and they were pretty much Home Depot specials and or Lowe's or whatever, is that their blades were always flimsy. So when I would cut, the blade would twist and bend and all this nonsense. So this saw I've had for, I don't know, maybe a month now. I've used it quite a bit, and it doesn't do that. So it works really well. The blade stays pretty much straight. And I think they come with Bucksaw blades. Yep, it's a Bucksaw. And the blade's really, really good. probably one of the best saws I've ever used, handsaw wise, you know, to cut up wood and stuff. So it's pretty simple, pretty good design. On the Pole and Paddle website, you can forego the aluminum rod here, and he has, you know, the more aesthetic windlass there with the cordage, and you know, you wind it up to tighten it up, so it's available that way if that's what you prefer. And I believe that's only through Pole and Paddle. I believe this is the only style that Ben at Ben's Backwoods carries, unless he's changed it recently. But so yeah, just a good little saw here, handmade again by Master Man Guy Don up in Maine. I like this pretty well. I'll probably end up making one myself too. And if anything ever happens to these plastic things, I'm sure you could buy another one to thread on there, or put some type of nut, and you'd be good off. Or you can just put the windlass on yourself and twist it up, and that's an easy fix. So that's not a problem there. I got the case to go with it. It doesn't come with it. You have to order it separate, but just to keep it somewhat protected, and you know, throw it in a pack or on my toboggan, canoe, whatever the case may be. Pretty convenient, obviously, for that. So, and then obviously taking it apart, pretty easy. Again, I try not to overdo it and just do enough to where it comes off. Place the metal rod, center portion falls out, and the saw folds right up into the handles, just like we talked about. So there's a little portion of the blade, the back of the blade sticking up when you initially fold it in. There's a little slot on the center piece that goes right over that, not a problem. Throw your rod in the top, and then you've got your tie outs like we've already talked about. Of course, I'm going to fumble here on camera, but good. Nice neat little package. I don't know if you can read it from the beginning of the video, but get out of the light there. Pole and Paddle. This is where it's made. You can order it there, or again, Ben's Backwoods. Yeah, so that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Again, I had a few people inquire or ask questions about it, so I figured I'd just throw it out there where you can get it and what this is and all that. Again, not a review. I'm not going to cut up a bunch of wood for you or any of that crap, but just figured I'd throw it out there in case you were interested in one. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.